Evelyn Harper's Jeep rattled on the narrow switchbacks up Black Hollow Ridge, tires crunching over damp pine needles and scattered rocks. The tiny mountain village of Black Hollow clung precariously to the cliffsides, shrouded in mist and silence. No telephone lines, no cellular signal, just ancient trees and whispers carried on the wind. Evelyn was a documentary filmmaker drawn by rumors of a strange curse cast over the village generations ago. Folk vanished without trace, anxious faces and houses abandoned in terror. She reached the heart of Black Hollow after dusk, welcomed only by flickering candlelight behind shuttered windows and a cold silence that bit deeper than the mountain air. Her lodging was a creaking cabin at the edge of town, where the last remnants of autumn leaves clung terrified to branches. On her first night, Evelyn met Agnes, the village elder, whose eyes shone with both warning and weariness. Agnes spoke of the hollow's curse. Decades ago, a child disappeared in the forest, taken by the shadows. The villagers, driven by terror, sealed themselves inside their homes once the sun began to set, praying the shadows would pass. But every generation, someone was taken, lost to an absence so profound even the search parties returned empty. The shadows weren't just darkness, Agnes said. They were living things, hungry for fear, walking on the edge of human sight. They wait for the unwary. Once you see them, it's already too late. That night, through the frost-covered window, Evelyn glimpsed figures, blurred, shifting shapes at the edge of the forest. When she blinked, they were gone. She heard whispers, indecipherable, moist murmurs from the woods. Sleep wouldn't come. At midnight, a desperate scratching sound clawed at the cabin's door. Evelyn froze, heart pounding. Outside, the shadows moved just beyond the lantern's weak glow, reaching with twisted fingers toward the glass. Panic seized her, but she dared not open the door. The next morning, the villagers told tales of shadow marks, dark smudges on walls that spoke of the missing, a sinister invitation haunting the bones of their homes. Over days, Evelyn followed rumors deeper into the forest, finding twisted trees scarred with ragged claw marks and shrines of stone smeared with strange black sap. She mapped a pattern, circles of shadow that pulsed with unnatural cold. At the center was a hollowed tree, gaping black and wet within. There, a presence gripped her mind, a creeping dread that twisted memories and distorted time. Evelyn glimpsed her own reflection, split by a black stain crawling across her skin. The shadows whispered promises of knowledge and power, but at a cost. One evening, as she recorded, her camera flickered and darkened. She saw now the shadows clearly, faceless, rippling forms melting into trees, their grasping limbs searching for warmth. They murmured, "Remain, become one, free us from the light." Evelyn tried to flee, but found herself circling the same cursed clearing. The shadows enveloped her, voices droning like insects. You carry the mark, you will never leave. Her screams echoed through the mountain night, but none came to help. The village too afraid, trapped by generations of silence. When rescuers arrived weeks later, Evelyn was gone. Her camera lay discarded, battery dead. The only evidence, a single recording of her voice whispering frantically beneath crackling static, "They are everywhere, waiting. I see them." Black Hollow remained as it always had, a village frozen by fear, a place where shadows swallowed light and hope alike.